Watch, therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. For it is like a man going from home who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another two, and to another one, to each according to his own ability, and went from home. And he who had received the 5 talents went and worked with them and made another 5 talents. In the same way, he with the two also, he gained two more. But he who had received the one went away and dug in the ground and hid the silver of his master. And after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. And his master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Then he who had received 2 talents came and said, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one who had received the 1 talent also came and said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you had not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And being afraid, I went and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours. And his master answering said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take away the talent from him and give it to him who possesses 10 talents. For to everyone who possesses, more shall be given, and he shall have overflowingly. But from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away. And throw the worthless servant out into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So I wanted to read that simply because um, I'm in, let me move y'all over here. I am in a season of my life where it is all about stewardship. That is something that I feel like not too many people talk about, especially on this faith walk, is stewardship. That is something that we all should be working on, whether it's stewarding your money, your time, your home, your body, your food, all the things that the Most High has provided. So He blesses us with so much provision, especially when we are being obedient. But how are we stewarding it? I know for me, something that has been really hard to steward, and I'm still working on that, is stewarding my finances. So I am in debt still, okay? Very much so in debt, and living literally paycheck to paycheck, okay? That is something that I'm currently working on, how to better steward my finances, because I am a single income household. It's just me and my son. So I don't get any extra money. So it's just my paycheck. That's it. Stewarding my body, I have not been doing the best with working out. I have a whole bike that I spent a whole bunch of money on. Again, stewarding money. However, the bike is something that I do love doing. It's just right now I have an injury and I'm not able to ride my bike. Um, Stewarding food, right? Food that we get from the pantry, the food that I buy from the grocery store. It's like I I do this thing where I have a menu on the refrigerator and I also have a planner. So in the planner, I write out the menu for, I try to do it for like the whole month. So for the whole month of May, I did great. I'm still working on finalizing the whole menu for June. That is something that I have been doing and I have been sticking to the menu, and that's great. However, I always want to make like these lavish, over the top meals when it could all be so simple, right? So I'm not stewarding the food that I'm getting well. Also, I'm trying to really, with stewarding food, is not wasting food, because that's also an issue that I've been having, is wasting food, because I'll either make too much food, or we have leftovers and I'll forget to put it in the freezer. I've been doing that, right? Eating more fruits and vegetables, stewarding that goes along with stewarding the body well. It's just so many things that we're blessed with that we don't steward well, and nobody talks about stewardship. Just like that parable of the talents, like, you have been given these things, even stewarding my gifts well. You know, you have been given these things by the Most High, but you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing with them. You're not taking the opportunity to make sure and check, like, hey, I have this money. Am I making sure my bills are paid? Am I making sure that money is going towards debt? Am I making sure that I'm saving? Right? And I'm not talking about saving like, oh, you have to have, oh, this much money saved, like what the people talk about money, things on the internet. No, I'm talking about money as far as how the Most High talks about money. I will leave the playlist of my money series, what the word says about money, in the description below. But it's it's just a new season, and so a lot of the content that I have been posting is going to change, because that's just where I'm at right now, is stewardship. How do I steward my home, right? I am the head of my home, so am I stewarding it correctly? Am I, teaching my son everything that he needs to know? Am I teaching him in the right way that he's supposed to learn? Am I teaching him what he's supposed to know? Is he retaining? Am I modeling, right? Am I modeling that for him? This season there's a lot of change, and so with that, of course, my content is going to change. I am putting a pause on my psalm study. I have, I think, one more video coming out for my declutter series, and that's not to say that it's going to be ending, because decluttering is something that, I don't know, you kind of have to stay on top of to make sure that things do not get cluttered again. And yeah, still working on that. But that's part of stewarding your home, right? Making sure that your home is not just full of stuff that's just collecting dust, and making sure that what's in your home are things that you actually need, and things that you actually want, and things that you actually use, right? So I just wanted to put that out there, that my content will be changing, and it's going to be a lot on stewardship, a lot on just more sit down videos, and a lot of just like everyday life. How I'm working through these finances, how I'm paying off this debt, y'all. Like, I just had to take out a loan, right? Because I ended up having to pay rent late. Well, it wasn't really late, because it wasn't to the point to where I would accrue fees or anything like that, or late fees or anything like that. But I paid later than I normally would, because there was more month than there was money. So there's going to be a lot of content talking about money, talking about budgeting. Uh, I do want to do like cooking videos, and, showing how I use the food that I get from the pantry with the food that I buy from the grocery store, and how I make meals, throughout the week. But yeah, y'all, yeah, it's a lot. It is. And I think that's something that we all should be focusing on, is how are we stewarding things here on this current earth, right? Because how we steward things on this current earth really dictates what we're going to be stewarding in the kingdom. Because, like I said in the parable of talents, whoever is stewarding their possessions well will be given more, right? Will be over more. And those who are not, who don't have, who are not stewarding the little that they have, will not be given anything. And even that will be taken away. So, stewardship. And I am praying that y'all will be on this journey too of stewardship, because this is something that is super important. I'm still working on really understanding what my gifts are, or if it's just one gift, what it is. I'm not 100% sure. I have an idea. I'm not going to share that, but I have an idea of what my gift or gifts are. But I'm working on, okay, if this is my gift or gifts, am I being a good steward? Am I? And it all also goes into servanthood, like being a good servant. Like in my home, I am a servant, right? I have a child. He's 8, right? There's a lot of things he cannot do for himself. He depends on me, right? For literally everything. So, yeah, that was just a very long way to say that the content of my channel is changing, and it's going to be very different than the content that I've been posting. But also, there will be Bible studies. There will. That'll also look quite different. But yeah, I hope that y'all stay around. And that's all I have for y'all.